If there was any hesitation in the mind of former US President Donald Trump to contest the 2024 presidency, it may well have just been put to rest following the August 8th raid by FBI agents on his Mar-a-Lago home in Florida in an effort to portray this as a political attack. Now, since Trump's election as president in 2016, he's been the constant target of claims and accusations like colluding with Russia, all of which have been unsuccessful. And now, according to the FBI, Trump has stolen classified files, even though he claims he's been cooperating with them since June. It's another scandal that besets the beleaguered former US president, and yet, old Donald doesn't seem to be fazed. Katie Dixon, the Informer's US correspondent, joins us to discuss the unprecedented event in American politics and where to from here for Trump. Welcome, Katie.
Thanks for having me, Michael.
Crazy times. It never gets boring with Trump, does it?
No, it doesn't seem to. And like you said, nothing really seems to faze him either. He's very vocal about his opinion and how he feels. And excuse me. Sorry about that. And, and he gets out in line and shares his thoughts. He has his lawyers ready to go. I think he knows they're going to come after him one way or the other. So he's always on his toes.
Is this a problem of the Democrats' own creating, the way they've gone after him so hard that he is defended so vigorously and enthusiastically by his supporters? Because he does play the martyr pretty well.
Yeah, look, you're either a Trump fan or you're not. There doesn't seem to be a middle ground when it comes to Trump, and you're a diehard Trump fan or you really, really hate Trump. And again, with this FBI raid, we've got the diehard fans, they're coming out and they're defending him, and this is another attack on him. And just like his whole presidency, it was just one attack after another, and they were like, just let him do his job. The opposing side are saying, we want to get to the bottom of this. If he has broken the law, no one's above the law. And so it's black and white, really, depending on which side you're on. And they're very supportive either way.
Now, we've just recently seen Liz Cheney pay the price for her going against the Trump base, losing her seat. Could this be a chance for DeSantis and Pence secretly to be sitting back, sort of rubbing their hands, going, this could be our opportunity to go if he's found to have committed a crime?
Absolutely. I think they probably have a game plan ready to go as well, whether that be themselves and their teams, or they might be working together. Either way, a lot of people are talking about how they think that, whether it be Biden or it just be, the political world as a whole going after Trump. It's interesting that timing of this happening. We just spoke recently about him expressing his intent to run for president again. If he is under investigation, he cannot run. And if he is found in any way to be guilty, he cannot hold that seat in a political house, period. So is this just a ploy to drag things out so he cannot run because he's under investigation? That is one aspect that people are talking about right now, that they're just trying to get him to not run. This is just firing back because he's not afraid to take shots at them. This could just be the law. And if he did break, the law, then they need to look into it. But so far, he seems to be cooperating. They found the National Archives retrieved 15 boxes back at the start of the year. And so people are now saying, why now is this going on? They say that they requested the FBI look into it more. They believe there may have been more evidence in there. We're yet to find out. It's still all very up in the air right now. And then, of course, it comes back to, did Trump know this information was in these boxes? What were in these boxes? Were they not classified? All that stuff. So it's still very up in the air as to what the outcome of this is going to be.
Now, this could be an effort that comes back to bite Biden, because if I was Biden, if I had my chance to run against Trump, which is pretty easy to throw up a lot of controversy and reasons why not to, Trump compared to DeSantis or Pence somebody without that controversy around them, especially DeSantis. I think I'd have to go with Trump would be my choice.
They're obviously scared of something. A lot of people say, regardless of whether he should or shouldn't have said certain things, they should have given him Twitter or not. He did do a good job. He wasn't afraid. He loved America and fought for America. And perhaps they're thinking that a second time round that their support might be stronger after this Biden administration, that we're still kind of wondering where they are. What have they done? What has this administration done? So you would think going up against someone like Trump, who has lost previously to Biden, might be the easy pick, but clearly not. And the White House, on behalf of Biden, are saying that they had no idea about this raid, that the FBI acts independently, and they weren't made aware until it came out in the media, really. So we can only take what we're given, really, can't we? Because there's so many things that we're not told.
Yeah, this also was hurt Biden a little bit. He's just had some legislative success with his inflation bill getting through, and probably his most successful couple of weeks since he's been in presidency. And this has stolen all of the oxygen and caused all of the attention to go onto that, rather than him actually achieving something.
Right. Did it backfire? Did he legitimately not know about this? Did it not go down the way it was supposed to go down? Again, they're, saying that the National Archives went to the FBI. There's talk about the judge that signed off on it, the federal judge, and his ties to some criminal activities or representing those. And it all seems very shady all around, and we're not getting answers. So of course people are coming up with theories and whatnot. But this may have backfired in a way they weren't expecting. They might not have known anything. So at this point, it's just a matter of, we're just going to have to wait. They've released a little bit of information of what may or may not have been in the documents that they removed this past week. They are saying that there are 11 documents they deem as classified. So to what classification? I know there's different levels that came up in the Hillary Clinton case. Some were marked, some weren't marked. Could have she known? Could have she not known? And again, like this one, these boxes that were originally removed, and now these documents, when were they removed? They obviously got from the White House to his estate in Florida. And was he aware of what was in them? When did he find out? Who removed them? That's all going to play a part in this. And it's really at this point just going to come down to, how long is this process going to take, and is this going to hinder Trump from running, if that was his intention?
I moved 12 months ago, Katie, and I've still got boxes packed that I've got no idea what's in it. I'm missing a hairbrush in my makeup. Now, the hypocrisy from one side that we're calling lock her up over Clinton's use of a private email server, and this, is there any mention of that?
Oh, there's a lot of talk about that. They're talking about, well, what's different between that and this, as opposed to, if you look at it, you're looking at hard evidence as opposed to online. And I've read into it a great deal, and they're saying that of the tens of thousands of emails that were found, there was only 113, I believe, that were marked in some way classified. And of those, was it clearly marked? Some weren't marked, even though they were classified. And with these, they're saying that the ones that Trump took were marked classified. Now, everything that you can't take anything from the White House when you leave. It all goes into the National Archives. Of those 15 boxes that were taken earlier in the year, we're being told that some of that was letters, photos, private letters with North Korea, even a letter from Obama. It's the president, the former president, usually writes the president coming in a letter, and that's what Trump says was in those boxes. And classified or not, whether he should have taken them or not, he's cooperating with that. But the FBI said that with Hillary Clinton, they believe that she could have honestly not known. Whether you believe that or not, being that they say that some were clearly marked, some weren't clearly marked, and things like that. It's people are saying it's two different cases to the normal American, we're all sitting here thinking, what is the difference? And that's where they know things we don't know, I guess. But one way or the other, you did something you weren't supposed to do.
Yeah, it's also an interesting parallel when you think, well, Hillary Clinton's really main consequence was she wasn't elected when she believed, and everyone believed she would have been. So it played how big a part it played in that. And this could well be the same consequence for Donald Trump. He may not suffer criminal consequences, but as you've pointed out, it may be the thing that stops him running for a second term and gets him elected. Now, one of the other things that's frightening is the escalation in threats to the FBI. We've seen somebody shot dead recently, attacks going on. Has Donald Trump come out and tried to tamp this down, given that that was one of the criticisms about January 6th that was leveled at him, that he did nothing to try and calm it down?
Yet to see any statement like that. Obviously, he is saying that, you know, he's cooperating, and he is firing back in the sense of bringing up things about Obama and things like that. The January 6th, that was a big riot, and this one person that was shot, as sad as it is, I'm not sure of all the information surrounding that. I did read that earlier today. I think he's probably just laying low at the moment. Like I said, you have supporters for Trump that are die-hard radical supporters, and then you have the same on the other side, people that hate him so much. So I think it's just, we're just gonna have to play it out and really see what happens, and hopefully there's nothing like that happens again. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
All right, Katie Dixon, all the way from the US, and happy birthday. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds great. Thanks, Michael.